Okay, so I just left my laser hair removal appointment, and this time I was getting um, Brazilian. Not my favorite service in the world. The shit hurts, but I would say it's comparable to waxing just because I've had both done. And I feel like if you can sit through waxing, you can sit through laser hair removal. If you are a girl that gets her eyebrows or any portions of her face threaded, you can sit through laser hair removal as well. The place that I go to, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what's up with the reviews. I think it has more so to do with the fact that they offer Groupon. But on Yelp, if you look up Smooth Laser, it's like a 2.1 rating. My husband and I were referred this place by someone who was going there, and they loved it. And I've been to, if we include this one, I've been to 3 different places for laser services. Yes, laser hair removal is a more permanent option. I'm not going to say it's permanent, but it's a more permanent option in that if you get treatments done when you're supposed to and on schedule, and your technicians know what they're doing and it's the right laser, and all of these factors play a role into it, of course. But if you are doing what you're supposed to do, then it'll work. The reason I've been to 3 different places is because when I started this laser hair removal journey way back, let me see, 2011-ish, and definitely will not take y'all that long, but let me just kind of go back to why. So in 2011, laser hair removal was becoming more popular. It wasn't something that everybody was doing, so the prices were still sky high. Groupon definitely was not an option. But me having polycystic ovarian syndrome, I'm a hairy person. Like, I get hair like on my jawline. I have a more masculine hair growth pattern. And, a lot of girls can relate to that and don't really say anything about it, especially Black women. We just kind of assume, auntie got hair growing here. Well, most of us have hormonal issues, mainly because of the stuff that we're eating. So I started the process. However, it was super, super expensive, and I just could not afford the upkeep. Go, bro. The light is green. Anyway, I couldn't afford the upkeep. My husband, then boyfriend at the time, was kind of helping me here and there, but I didn't really feel like it was his obligation. He was actually the one that gifted that service to me. We went to, on my birthday when I was like 24, we went to 23. Yeah, I was like 23. He took me to a place called Ideal Image here in Arlington, Texas. Well, actually, currently right now I'm driving in South Lake, but in Arlington, Texas. And the prices at the time were ridiculous. So that was not even an option for me, because I think for full body, they quoted me at the time like close to $9,000. It was something pretty ridiculous. And so that wasn't an option. We went to another place by Vista Ridge in Louisville when I was working at the Dillard at Vista Ridge Mall. And it was convenient because it wasn't too far from where I worked, so I could go. It was a lot less expensive. I think it was called Smooth Solutions, if my memory serves me correctly. I'm not sure if it's still over there, but their prices were a lot more reasonable. But then when I officially was, living with my boyfriend and I wasn't working at that mall anymore, it just wasn't a reasonable image. And I'm sorry, guys, that I'm not really talking directly to the camera because I am driving and this is probably a distraction. But anyway, it just wasn't realistic as far as the distance. Then, actually, I ended up working back at that mall, but I was living in Fort Worth. And if you're familiar with how the DFW area is laid out, then you'll know that Louisville and Fort Worth, almost Crowley area, is not really that realistic. But I started working back at that mall part-time, and one of the girls that I worked with told me about this place that I love, and I still love them to this day. They are my family, called Nova Pale. And Nova Pale is in Dallas, Texas. Actually, they do have, I want to say 2 or 3 locations, but the location that I was going to was in Dallas. It was in the Turtle Creek-ish area. And I love those girls. Well, anyway, we got there. The full body package at the time was like $1,300. I started that process. I wasn't the best with my schedule, just because me working retail, holding down a full-time job. At the time, I was in school, and I was also in a relationship. I just let it kind of go. The way they do their scheduling too was, I think, every 6 to 8 weeks, and it depended on, you know, your hair growth and what they were showing after your treatment. So they would schedule me out like 8 weeks. Well, if I missed that 8 weeks and now I'm pushing into 10 and 11 weeks, 12 weeks, you know, your hormones aren't going to be all the same, especially, you know, your cycle changes as a woman and everything like that. But my husband was going more consistently for his front of neck, because he used to struggle with, and sometimes still does, but he gets like ingrown hairs and stuff. And being in the military at the time, he was active duty, and he was having to shave that spot all the time. And you could just see he was so irritated, but he couldn't get a note from a dermatologist to not have to shave like some of the other soldiers. Probably because of his complexion, but whatever. Anyway, then in the midst of that, we got married. We decided to have a baby. Well, I started hormonal treatment because of my polycystic ovarian syndrome. And, you know, if you don't know a lot about that, basically it messes with your hormones. So what it does, it also messes with your ovulation. Sometimes you don't ovulate, sometimes you do, sometimes you're irregular. It's really just kind of hard to gauge what your cycles are going to be like, if any. You get these cysts on your ovaries. Sometimes the cysts are mild, like mine tend to be. I didn't have like a whole heck of a lot of cysts on my ovaries, but anyway, we'll talk about that in another video. But I started that so that I couldn't do my treatment. So now we're 2 years in for something that should have maybe taken me maybe a year to be fully complete. I would say a year to just kind of depending on your hair growth. But anyway, a year and a half tops. Now we're 2 years in. I had to kind of stop, and I cheated a little bit. I would go even though I wasn't supposed to, just because I didn't care. I wanted my skin to not be irritated and, you know, just not be a hot mess. But then I did get pregnant. And you're not supposed to go when you're pregnant, simply because it's your hormones. You know, it's all about your hormones. It's all about your hormones and what they're doing at the time. And I went until I couldn't go anymore. I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and go like this first month, because I'm like barely pregnant. I'm literally like 2 days pregnant. You know, it's not a big deal. So I went, and then for me, I started showing really early into my pregnancy. So I was like, I can't go anymore. Then I breastfed for 18 months. So now it's just been a much longer journey for me than it should have been. Oh, look, there's an Ideal. Oh, no, that's Ideal Dental. Never mind. Well, here recently, now that my son is 3, I figured it'd be a good time for me to go ahead and start that process again and just be done with this in my life. I wish I had taken before and after pictures just throughout this process, but I recently found Smooth Laser, and again, going back to that, I'm not real sure why their reviews are so low, because I have just enjoyed my time there, and Debbie is so great. And y'all, I am talking to y'all and then missed my turn way long time ago. Shit, where the hell am I? Damn it. Lord. Anyway, I should have had on my damn. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. It's gonna take me a little bit to get home. I'm trying to figure this out all by myself, because I'm a big girl. I should have turned a long ass time ago. And talking to y'all, I did not. And I'm still going the wrong way. Am I? Wait, let me see. I could probably find my way home. But anyway, oh, there's a Perry Steakhouse out here. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna have to turn around. I am so lit about this Perry Steakhouse. Y'all, I love to eat. It's my favorite thing in life. So anyway, Debbie is awesome. The cost is amazing. I think for a small area, which includes all 6 of the treatments that you should need, is like $70, I think. Whereas most places, you're gonna pay at least you're gonna pay at least $70 each treatment. I am now, I think, with my jawline, underarms, I basically had to start over because I breastfed for so long. But anyway, you're going to do your jawline, I did my jawline, my underarms. My bad, y'all. My baby daddy was calling me. So anyway, as I was saying, I personally am a fan of laser hair removal. To me, it's just worth the investment. If you're here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and South Lake is within reason as far as drive, Debbie does hers a little bit different. I do come in every 4 to 5 weeks. So essentially, my treatment for my jawline, my ab trail, my underarms, front of neck will be done in about the whole process will take me like 6 months, since I'm only coming in 4 to 5 weeks. Today I had my full Brazilian done, and that was amazing. I got my cheeks done too. The only thing about Smooth Laser is they don't have the type of laser for most brown girls. So if you're my shade, any browner than me, you wouldn't be able to use their laser because they don't have the right one for brown girls. I barely just made it. Like, she was like, I don't know. But I was good because my hair was so much darker than my skin, because my hair basically is jet black. But it's pretty good. I think I like it. I like Debbie. If you are a browner girl, the Novapel will be a great option for you. Again, they have several locations. The one that I went to was Dallas, Fort Worth. The only reason I'm going to Smooth Laser is because my treatment will be quicker. And, my husband and I are potentially going to have another baby within the next year, because he put me on a deadline. I'm not pregnant, then ain't gonna be no more babies. So anyway, that's my experience. And for you girls that have like PCOS and stuff, I would encourage you to try it. The lasers have definitely changed, because I have seen some people say with their PCOS the hair comes back, and this is why I say that it's a more permanent solution. If you go to Ideal Image and you got the coin for Ideal Image, good girl, whatever. Because my little cousin went to Ideal Image, and just for her legs alone, just her legs, they quoted her $7,000. I'm not balling like that. That's just the real. I'm not gonna pay that much money. It's a different laser, which is fine, but you know, if the laser works, it works. Like, I don't know. So if you can do it, I'm not knocking it, because I hear Lady Jade on K104 talk about Ideal Image all the time, but you know, she's a plug for them, so I'm sure she gets some type of gratis services for us regular 9 to 5 chicks. That ain't gonna work for me. So anyway, I know I look a mess. I went to the gym, and I may go back to the gym if I can get to my house in time. See if my baby daddy want to go. But yeah, I would encourage you guys to try it and see for yourself. Again, to me, it's definitely worth the investment. I had these like dark marks from where I was getting ingrowns from shaving. Those are pretty much gone, so that's a plus. But I will say this, when I talked to my technician, I mentioned that to her, and she was like, I was going to tell you that I figured they would probably clear up, but they don't always clear up, because it just depends on your skin. But she was like, I felt pretty confident with how supple your skin was, that you would see some good results with the scarring. So that's been a plus for me. You guys do not know how insecure I feel when I have not only hair there, but marks there. I'm happy. My husband's happy. Let me tell you about real love. Real love is when your man knows you have all these insecurities because of certain conditions that you have absolutely no control over, and he lets you lay on his lap while y'all watching Love and Hip Hop and pluck them bitches one by one for you. That's real love. I mean, get you a man that pluck your chin hair, sis. Like, I'm just being honest. Y'all want this Instagram stuff. Y'all don't talk about the ugly stuff that happened behind the scenes. Like, my husband literally, within a year into our relationship, was having me lay on his lap, and he was plucking my chin hairs. Like, yeah. I knew I was gonna have his baby. Anyway, let me try to make it home in one piece, and I hope you ladies have a wonderful Mother's Day. If you have any questions about PCOS or want me to post a video about my experience with this very sensitive topic, since I don't see a whole lot of folks talking about their chin hairs, then I will be happy to, because I don't have no shame and I don't have nothing to hide. I'm all about offering suggestions, and I look a mess right now because I went to the gym earlier. I'll try to go again because I'm trying to lose some weight. That's the other thing with PCOS, like, it messes with your weight. Like, it definitely kind of messes with your weight. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Thumbs up if you did. Like and share. Subscribe to my channel. And I'm out that thing. Bye, y'all.